Honorable Governors of the African Development Bank Group, Executive Directors of the Bank Group, the President, members of senior management and staff colleagues, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure as the Secretary General of the African Development Bank Group to welcome you all to the annual meetings marking the 60th Ordinary Session of the Board of Governors of the African Development Bank and the 51st Ordinary Session of the Board of Governors of the African Development Fund, taking place here in Abidjan from the 26th May 2025 in Côte d'Ivoire. This year's annual meetings with the theme, Making Africa's Capital Work Better for Africa's Development, will cast a light on the major development issues faced by the Bank Group's regional member countries, particularly on how Africa's composite capital can optimally and efficiently contribute to the improved and meaningful development on the continent. Often referred to as the governors' meetings, the Bank Group annual meetings are the key statutory events in the bank's annual calendar, as they afford the Board of Governors the opportunity to consider the annual report on the finances and operations of the bank during the preceding financial year, and to enable them to adopt resolutions on key matters. This year's annual meetings come at a point when the governors will chart the next decade of the bank by electing its 9th president, as the decade-long and impactful tenure of the current president, Dr. Akinwumi A. Adesina, winds down on the 31st of August 2025. Distinguished governors and participants, the bank's flagship report, the African Economic Outlook, estimates that Africa needs $1.3 trillion annually, or 42% of its estimated GDP of $3.1 trillion in order to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs, by 2030. With a population set to reach 1.7 billion people by 2030, Africa could see its SDGs financing gap reach $19.5 trillion by that year. Additionally, it will cost between 184 to 221 billion per year to adequately meet the continent's infrastructure needs alone. As the theme of this year's annual meetings makes clear, we must move quickly to identify ways to make better use of our human, natural, financial, and economic capital in order to underwrite our development. The Senufo people in the north of Côte d'Ivoire have a saying: he who sleeps on somebody else's mat sleeps on the floor. Africa must learn to sleep on its own mat. We must find resources and find solutions for our development and its financing needs. The history of humanity shows that development depends on taking charge of your own destiny. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the flagship events of the annual meetings, our Governors' Dialogue, will be an opportunity for our institution leaders to exchange ideas on key issues for Africa's development, particularly the place of Africa's youth in its development. In addition, the knowledge events will offer unique opportunities for mutual enrichment and the broadest possible exchange of ideas. The program also has been designed to showcase the many wonders of Côte d'Ivoire, particularly the city of Abidjan and its surroundings. A cultural evening hosted by the government of Côte d'Ivoire and the Spouse program, among many others, will give you additional insights into the rich heritage of this country, the homeland of hospitality. Please discover the city of Abidjan and the country for yourselves. I look forward to welcoming you to our annual meetings in this wonderful city of Abidjan. Wherever you are traveling from, I wish you a safe and pleasant journey. Akwaba, Abidjan.